Welcome back to another episode of Razorback Live with the Sarge. I'm the Sarge. Wild is gone on vacation this week, but we are moving on. Midweek game. Can the boys get it going after the mishap in South Carolina on Sunday? We didn't play our best. We didn't pitch our best. So we need to bounce back and get this win today. It's a beautiful day. It's almost 70 degrees. So should be a nice day to play some baseball this evening. And the opening screen with the countdown on it that has no sound, just so you guys know, that's just to show some appreciation to all the members that support this channel. And so we wanted to just highlight them and give them a little bit of time to be recognized for their support. So we appreciate that. Going forward, that's what we're going to do there. And in between commercial breaks, we will feature that too. So we will see. So now, let's see who we have in the building. Everybody wiping their feet when they come in. Michael, good to see you, buddy. Jeff, yep, I got you, man. There's always something in life, huh, man? Nothing, yeah, we learned to take nothing for granted with these hogs, that's for sure. B Stein, what's up? How you doing over there on Twitch? We appreciate you hanging with us. You and Tiff both over there on Twitch. Warriors. David Shelby, what's good, man? Yeah, Tiff, I was with the sound. There was no sound for that screen. Jeremy Whitley, appreciate you for subscribing. Thank you very much, and welcome to the SAR Squad. Daniel, no Razorback game this year will be an easy victory this year, especially against SEC opponents. Going to have to bring it every week, and I mean A++++++++ games, no matter who they are playing. Yeah, I mean, this should be an easy game. But, yeah, I get what you're saying, Daniel. There you go, Beast. What are you playing, man? David Shelby, what's good, man? Good to see you. Shane, flipping forward. What's up, man? Bobby. My regulars are always in here early. Them the true soldiers for come in as soon as we start. I can always count on them. We got 106 on YouTube, 2 on Twitch. Oh, I got that game. I haven't played it in a while, but I got that game with a bunch of the little extra maps and stuff. Lee Washington, salute, sir. Glad to see you in here. We are 10 minutes away from first pitch. There's our Joe, my moderator for the chat. So if he happens to say something, please listen to what he has to say. We don't have a lot of rules in here, so we just keep it respectful and don't personally attack anybody, and you be fine. So how does everybody's weekend go? Everybody have a good weekend? I ain't going to even ask about your Monday, so because everybody hates Mondays. Terry, good to see you, Miss Terry. How you doing? Hope everybody's doing wonderful. Michael, good to be here. Sarge, thanks for streaming all these games. Hey, it's my pleasure, Michael. That's what this channel is all about. Now, we will slow down doing live stream games, obviously, when baseball season closes, but we will be moving into football season. But in between, we will be having regular live shows where me and YT will bring you, the guests, if you would like to come on, and we will discuss the upcoming football season, the basketball season results as we still continue to move on in basketball as we take on number 1 Arizona Thursday night at 8:45 again. So they stuck us with a late game again. So hopefully by 11 o'clock, 11:30 Thursday night, we moving on to the Elite Eight. But We wish the boys all the luck in the world out there in San Jose. Daniel said, I have to be somewhere today during the game, so I won't be talking a lot, but I will be watching and talking. Hey, you bet, Daniel. Got to take care of business. Maybe if our players would drink some Dr. Pepper, they'd be undefeated. Build. I can't argue that because I drink Dr. Pepper myself. So actually, I'm trying to stop. I used to drink probably a 12-pack every 2 days, but now I'm down to one a day. So I'm trying to get off the soda and the caffeine. So drink a lot more water. David Shelby, I got gifted a subscription. How do a subscription have to wait till that ends? I don't think so, David. I think you could do whatever level you want, but you can't if you want to wait till that one ends. It's for 30 days, and then you can re-up in whatever level you want to do, and I will move your name accordingly or wherever. But that's all up to you, Dave. We appreciate the support, man. Daniel says, I need my caffeine every morning. Yeah, I did too for a long time, Daniel. I got too crazy with it, so I had to throttle back a little bit. Bobby Swain says going to need an A+ effort Thursday night. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a nail biter. I will make sure I have my defibrillator charged up fully and probably take my anxiety medicine before that game because that was going to be crazy. If you look at David, if you're on your phone, there should be a little dollar sign, like a dollar bill down there, and you can click on that, and it'll bring up memberships, super chat, super stickers, stuff like that. I do believe. I haven't looked at it on my phone in a while. Dubzilla, what's going, man? Good afternoon, fellas. Let's go Hogs. Absolutely. Glad everybody's getting in. We are on that way to almost 4,000 subscribers. I think we're about 400 or 360 away from 4,000. It's crazy. We're trying to get to 4, maybe 5 before football season. So we appreciate you guys sharing us out. I do see some other channels streaming the game, from foreign channels. I wish them the best, but I don't understand how they got 1,400 people watching them, and nobody wants to watch it with the Sarge. We can't hardly get 1,000. It's crazy how they do that. Yeah, you got to stay positive, Daniel. We got you, man. Remember, like I said, just stick with me. If we could beat Arizona, we can win the national championship. Yeah, I think so, Bill Nylans. I think so. That's our biggest hurdle. I mean, I take no team for granted in the tournament, but that's our biggest hurdle, I think. Mark, what's going on, buddy? He says, I'm with you, Sarge. Well, I appreciate you. Mark's got my 6. Jerry, Zach Stewart goes for the cycle. Anyone want to predict that? Ooh. I don't know about the cycle, but I hope he hits a homer. I know Friday's, I think it's Friday's game. The wind is going to be blowing out of the north at like 15 to 20. So that could be a launching pad for home runs Friday. So that first Florida game could be a home run derby, depending on the pitching. Austin Paul says Sarge is him. Hey, I appreciate that, Austin. I'm just a regular dude, bro. But I appreciate them kind words. I try. I mean, like I said before, guys, you guys, I do this as much to help myself because you guys help me just as much as, I help you guys by bringing you the games. So you guys in this community help keep me from having them dark feelings and dark thoughts because I got nice people like you out there to support and help Sarge keep his head up. So this is a mutual community. I get something from you guys get something from me, and it don't, unless you want to donate or become a member of Super Chat, I don't ask for nothing. It's all free. And I will do it as long as I can. We've only been doing it for 8 months, and we're almost to 4,000 subscribers, so we'll see where we get and by the time we're at a year old. Big Phil, what's up, man? Good to see you, Big Phil. St. Michael is in the building. Beastine, being a first responder is one of the best things I've ever done. Anything I can do to help protect my family and my community. Absolutely, Beastine. We appreciate that, and we appreciate you, sir, for being that hero. Yeah, no problem, Dave. We'll get you hooked up if you want to, man. Well, we appreciate that. Burn68, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. They got Call of Duty fixed back up to where they got my mode back, so I was able to play a little bit last night, and I was a little rusty, but I think I'm going to try to play some tonight. I do have another channel on YouTube that I play games on. It's called The Sarge. I play Call of Duty. If you want to laugh or you want to see Sarge get mad a lot, yeah, come over and watch that channel. Ooh, super chat already from Hong Wow YT. Booyah says, we are going to the top and not even halfway up. That's it. Absolutely. YT. We don't have it yet, Michael. It's still in the chamber, man. He's locked and loaded, but he hasn't come out yet. All right, let's see what we got here. If we are ready to do something. Yeah, here we go.
Night on a beautiful Tuesday evening in
and Northwest
Arkansas. The Razorbacks off a weekend series in South Carolina. Welcome in an in-state team, the UCA Bears, for a one-game tilt.
It could be,
hey, let's
Michael.
Bring you up to the booth. I'm Brett Dolan. He's still Troy Eklund. Thanks for joining us. The Hawks took 2 out of 3 in South Carolina. Maybe a little disappointing they didn't win all 3, but it was so much fun to watch Mike New and his athleticism throughout the weekend.
Well, I think so. Mike has kind of let the game come to him now, really trusting those hands offensively, and you can see the results. Talk about that athleticism, Brett. Look at him go get this ball right here in the gap. There's not many guys in college baseball that make that catch. And then at the plate, he's electric as well, too. How about a no-doubter to center field? The power's really starting to come.
Sure is. Couple of home runs, about 800 feet worth of bombs. Had 6 RBIs in that game against South Carolina Friday, part of 22 runs as the Razorbacks got off to a good start against the Gamecocks. Meanwhile, Dayton Agree had quite a weekend for the Bears against Bellarmine.
Boy, you're exactly right. No home runs coming into last week, and he hit 3. How about Mr. Consistent?
The wind
the guy that's just really locked down the shortstop position. Hit 310 last year, hitting 345 now, 17 RBIs. Really an anchor of that lineup.
We are on, JK.
Well, the Bears tonight will run out a lineup that starts with Gwynn, then Mosini and Negree, Allen, Runsick, Sloan, Ross, Shaddle, and Denton for the 13 and 11 UCA Bears. They're going to get to see another in-state product on the mound for the Razorbacks, Peyton Lee.
Yeah, the Maumelle native. He's thrown really well. He's got an electric arm. He'll run the fastball to the low to mid-90s. again, for a freshman, what really jumps out at me, Brett, is that strikeout
yeah,
to
we do
walk
every
ratio.
game. Saps,
He can just throw strikes. He's going to be real effective.
The baseball games early in the afternoon. We'll do I can't do the basketball game, but we will do the baseball game as scheduled.
5 innings, 1 hit, no runs.
Roy, what's up, buddy?
After an outing against Arkansas State that did not go quite as well. Well, it's 69 degrees tonight. Feels like we went through a heat wave that had cooled off, and we're back to normal late March conditions in northwest Arkansas. The purple means the Bears are in town, and this is Parker Gwynn, the second baseman. Louisiana native hitting at a .326 clip. Peyton Lee ready, and we are underway with a foul ball that's out of play.
Oh, JK, that's a
plate umpire this evening is Clinton
Wish you could have made it, man.
Greg Hendricks at first, Seth Buckminster at second, Matthew Anderson at third. Bears are coming off.
Yes, basketball will be in this
quarter. Win against Bellarmine. They had a wild game one as well. Think about that. We talked about Arkansas getting
first time this
runs
year.
Friday night. I was trying to watch the Bears game on replay. It was 10-2 UCA after 1 inning.
I think we go to their house.
60 minutes.
Yeah, I think Bellarmine had a little bit of difficulty fielding the baseball on that first game.
And then a big comeback for UCA on Sunday to let them win the series. 1-1 is a bit of a hanger, but it's hit in the air to the shortstop Kojal, who's going to back up a few steps and make a catch on a sunny but windless evening.
We don't hear that very often here at
No, they are not ranked as of right. Last time I checked.
That's exactly right, but nice play by Kojal. And I liked how he took his time on that play, Brett. He let the ball get up in the air, and then he didn't start waving his arms and waving off those outfielders until he was absolutely sure he had that ball in his sights.
DH is Mosini. 10 hits on the year. Takes a pitch in there for a strike. Got a Canadian on this Bears team. Lee delivers, and that's spanked to center, traveling right to Mike Anu. He doesn't have to leave his feet this time.
I like that.
He'll make the catch and a couple of quick outs on the top of the first inning.
That away, Lee.
Good job by Peyton Lee, just pitching to contact. That ball was hit right on the screws.
Use your defense.
By Mosini, but just right at Mike Anu.
5 pitches, 2 out. You can't beat that.
2 gone for Nate Negree, the shortstop. Featured him in the open. Entered last weekend with no homers. He finished with 3. I think it was 3 3-run homers.
It's a good weekend.
So.
That'll help you get to those 11 RBIs that he piled up last weekend against Bellarmine.
Ball was jumping in Conway on Friday. See the numbers for Negree on the season. Good OPS. Again, that was left up in the zone, and it's hit in the air.
Yeah, we are still on baby watch, James.
And Ruiz will
we appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Hope everything's going good for you today.
Who gets it? Uh-oh, we got to find a kid. Oh, look at this youngster. He's going to get a baseball right out of the gates.
Look at that.
He was climbing over seats to get that
yes,
ball.
He was.
Class act.
Legree ended up all the way at to second base, so it's taking him a little while to get back to the box.
He just put his head down and took off. Legree, a Missouri native, will wave and miss. Peyton Lee with the strikeout to end the inning. A pop-up, a line out, and a K.
Good job. Oh. I forgot that gunshots on that third strike. Here's the commercial break. We'll do all of our members. We want to show some love to our members. If you're a member, we appreciate it, and we thank you very much. And we are going to display you to let everybody know that you help support the Sarge and keeps this channel going. So we appreciate everybody that's a part of the channel as a member. We're going to have to play, JK. I tell you that. They're not going to sit there and give it to us. We're going to have to play, but I think we can do it. He's still on vacation, Behold.
Of the first, they're going to get to see a local product from Fayetteville High School, Jacob Pinnell.
Yeah, right out of Fayetteville. He's kind of played all around the area. Played at Crowder Community College up in Neosho, and then University of Arkansas Rich Mountain as well. But the right-hander's going to sit in the upper 80s, low 90s with that fastball. He's a 4-pitch mix guy, Brett, so that means he'll throw the curve, slider, and changeup. Opponent's hitting 292.
Hey, bud, appreciate you for upgrading your membership.
It's a thrill for him to pitch here at Baum-Walker Stadium.
I don't know why that didn't show up on the screen. I think I turned the open.
This is the Razorback lineup that will face him this evening. Ruiz, Kojal, and Helfrich. Stewart, New, and Souza. Aloy, Robinette, and Pompey. And Troy, this is the regular SEC lineup. Run out there on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, I think so. And then I think DVH is trying to do two things. You know, he definitely wants to win this in-state matchup, but also really try to get his guys right. They really didn't put up a lot of numbers, especially in that, runs up in that Saturday game.
You're welcome, Rando. I appreciate you
being
here.
Offense clicking, going to face Florida Gators this coming
Tell
weekend.
that new baby girl, Sarge says.
South Carolina on Sunday.
Hello.
They were 3 for 20 with runners on base, 2 for 16 with runners in scoring position. And that man, by the way, is the new active leader in wins in Division I baseball, DVH. He entered last weekend number 2. Now he's number 1, and Paul Maneri is
we in the bottom of the first, and we didn't hit 100 likes before the first inning's over. Come on, guys. We can do better than that.
He has reached base in 15 straight games. And he'll take strike 1.
Get your boy to 100 before the first inning's over.
His on-base percentage and
We've
even
been doing good on that.
So every other time he's getting on base. I would say that OPS isn't correct. If it was, he would be amazing. Anyhow, he'll foul one right at the plate. And for Damian Ruiz, Troy, he homered last Tuesday night when we were here against Northern Colorado. It had been more than a year since he had homered. Well, now he's homered 3 times in 4 games.
Yeah, he's really kind of seeing the baseball big. And, again, you like a leadoff hitter that's got some pop as well. Nice breaking ball. That was a good pitch right there by Pinnell.
Pinnell will KO. So that did not take long. Good start for Jacob.
That was the curve right there by Pinnell. Really nice spin rate, almost 2,500.
Hi, Sarge. How are you
right
today?
At 79 miles an hour. Really had some bite down and away from Ruiz.
Hope you're having a great day,
He pitched against Louisiana Tech last week. Troy went 5 1/3 innings, gave up 3 hits and 4 runs, 6 Ks. So pretty good numbers, and that means he could go several innings tonight if needed. And facing Cam Kojal, and fades one outside for a ball. Kojal, big numbers at home this year at a 368 clip. Leads this team in hits with 32.
All right, good job. We got to 100 likes before the first inning was over.
A weekend where he went 4 for 11, but most of the players for the Razorbacks had some pretty good numbers this past weekend, and most of them did all of their damage in one game, the 22-run outburst on Friday night.
What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
And then, of course, Maneri was let go or stepped aside, and Arkansas almost lost game 2 and did fall in game 3. So, you know, we saw this team for a long homestand of 18 games. They went on the road for 3, and they come back and kind of settle in for a week with one game against the Bears, and then the Florida Gators might be steaming just a bit coming in here this weekend. Goodness, that wasn't close.
Kojal, he has the infield shifted on him now. 3 infielders on the right side of second base, but up until that point, they were playing Camden pretty straight away, so kind of missed that opportunity to find a big hole on the right side.
Bears shifted quite a bit this past weekend when I was watching against Bellarmine. That's ball 3. And Pinnell again a year ago had 9 starts and 41 1/3 innings. Coach Harlan said they could use him in a number of different roles. That one's outside, so he struck out Ruiz, but he walks Kojal. And Arkansas has a base runner.
Yeah, Coach Harlan said we'd love to see Jake Pinnell be able to go deep into this ball game. They would love to see him chew up 4, 5, 6 innings if possible. I think he even said he could go the whole game if he needs to.
This is a Bears offense that certainly has improved pitching-wise. I know they like to see maybe a little bit more numbers-wise. Their team earned run average a little bit under 6. This is Ryder Helfrich. And Ryder, 6 homers, 19 runs batted in.
Brett, I've really seen Helfrich. He started out the season with that closed stance, and he kind of opened it back up. And then now he's got it closed again. That front foot is closer to the plate than that back foot. I think that just keeps his front side closed just a little bit longer.
He took a big whack at that when it came up empty.
I think the little experiment opening up didn't produce the results that he wanted, so he went back to that closed stance again.
Might have been based on the pitchers he was facing,
True.
if I had to guess. 1 on, 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Helfrich hits one in the air to center. Sloan covers a lot of ground. He'll be there waiting a little bit to the right of straightaway center and makes the catch to retire Helfrich. And there's 2 gone. That hat looked blue compared to that purple.
Almost. Had a little
uniform.
Yeah, it's a little sun faded, I would say.
It's different than the bear that's on the hat.
All right, Stu, pick the hell.
Here's Zach Stewart. When Zach left us after the midweek game, he was at 199 hits. Well, he got 1 hit and 12 at bats in South Carolina, but he is at 200 career hits with 48 career home runs.
That's a lot of offense, Brett.
It is indeed. He's really hit well at home this year. And there's a couple of guys that maybe don't have big numbers yet in conference games. Stewart and Aloy might be a couple of those. But we're just starting to settle into league play. Stewart takes one down and in at 87.
Yeah, Brett, I was looking at some stats here hitting at Baum Walker, and it's amazing how much more comfortable you hit in your home park. Zach Stewart hitting .341, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, so definitely liking to hit at his home park.
He took a big swing and a miss. He was trying to get that 49th career homer with one big swing, and there was the breaking ball again from Pinnell.
That's a really nice job by Pinnell, not giving in to Stewart with a 2-0 fastball right there. Might see him throw another off-speed pitch to the big left-hander.
He'll work with 2 on the pitch time. Came back with that same pitch in a similar location. This time Stewart laid off.
Get away, Stu. Good eye.
Definitely you can tell that Zach Stewart's a guy that's had a lot of college at-bats. Just that little in-at-bat adjustment that he made right there and taking that pitch.
Big swing, 3-1, and fouled it back to the netting.
Had a quick conversation with Zach before the game, Brett, around the batting cage, and said, he goes, I haven't hit many balls as hard as I've hit some of them this season. That says a lot for a guy that's got almost 50 home runs in his career.
That's grown man farm strength. On the 3-2, Kosel will run, chopper into the hole, and Agree will make the play and throw out Stewart in the inning end. So the Razorbacks got a base runner with a walk and strand Camden Kosel. 1 scoreless inning in the books.
1 inning in the books. Good thing is Lee's looking good, so. Cajun, what's good, man? Doing good, buddy. Doing good. Every day above dirt's a good day. Hey, Reese. No baby yet. No baby yet. It's in the chamber and it's locked and loaded, but he's they trying to get him to wait till at least April 1st, the first week of April. They don't want him to come yet, but I don't know if he's got other plans. So he may be an April Fool's baby.
amongst active Division I coaches or coaches in NCAA baseball with the retirement of Paul Benarin.
Yeah, that's quite amazing, and just the consistency of Dave Van Horn. And now he's got 2 boys and 2 girls. They've got it balanced out now.
He's balanced everything
That's
out.
right. It's all just working out for him.
Here's Zeb Allen. Allen is chasing a UCA career home run record. He has 22 for the Fort Smith product. 24 is the record, and you see what he's done already this year. Paulette's pitch is up and out. Coach Harlan for UCA. I just loved it when he started talking about Zeb on our call this week. He said he's tough. He's a dog. Sells out to an approach. He cares about the big picture. It's contagious. And when he could get selfish, he's selfless. What an endorsement of a player and a leader.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. And you could just see that Coach Harlan, just couldn't have enough praise for Zeb Allen.
3-0 pitch is outside, so Zeb Allen will draw the walk, the first base runner for the Bears. Here on the top of the second, there's Nick Harlan. Worked his way up from the associate head coach to the head coach, and got a kick out of Coach Harlan, Troy, talking about just his staff, a multi-generational staff between his pitching coach, his new hitting coach, and Lance Spigner, and what they have available to teach these kids at UCA.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. He goes, we've got the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s covered. He said, because we can talk to anybody at any level.
That's right. Jake Runsick will take a strike. Greenbrier product. You got a new hitting coach, Heath Holiday, related to the Oklahoma Holidays.
Some pretty good pedigree.
So I think
knowing how to swing the baseball bat.
Indeed they do. So I think Heath's dad would be brothers with Tom Holiday, the longtime coach at Oklahoma State, whose son Josh is the head coach. And Matt, of course, all he has done is sired a #1 overall pick and like a #3 pick between Ethan and Jackson. That one is popped up. TJ Pompey underneath it to make the catch. And there's one out.
So I'm going to have to tell on myself a little bit. So I played when Tom Holiday was the pitching coach there at Oklahoma State for a year. So, yeah, it was always tough facing their pitchers. They really changed speeds a lot and really knew how to pitch and use the whole strike zone.
Well, Jackson was the #1 overall pick by the Orioles. Ethan went 4th to the Rockies, to Dad's old team this past summer. So baseball's the family business. This is Jaden Sloan. His defense is really showing up. Another Arkansas kid. Does have 3 homers and 13 batted in. Those are some nice Bruce Bolt batting gloves he's got. Got some purple with some pink accents, Troy. That's some.
He's got some style going
stuff.
there.
He's bolted up.
You got to bring it when you've got gloves like that.
Yes. Allen has stolen 8 over at first, and Lee will work to the plate and delivers a strike on the outside corner. A fastball to Jaden Sloan. It is a Bears team where speed is important for them, and they like to push the issue a little bit. Of course, it's hard to do that when you're behind. So if you are going to run, I think you might do it early in the game, but then again, you might test Lee and Helfrich. I mean, the one thing I think Coach Harlan emphasized to us, when you come into a situation like this, and listen, they defeated Vanderbilt earlier this year, but you need to string together some wins. You can't make mistakes and expect to come out with a win. Allen's going to run. Good pitch to run on. Helfrich's throw is late, and Allen went right through the wickets of Kojal at second base to get his 9th bag of the year.
Well, great jump by Zeb Allen, and then he went on a breaking ball. So you could see he really got almost kind of like a walking lead, and I love how he just kind of exploded into that base. He never slowed down even on the slide.
I thought he was going to go right on into left field.
I know. That was artificial turf. He might have been in trouble.
2-2 is cut on and missed. Peyton Lee came back with the change. He left it elevated, Troy, but he got Sloan out in front.
Boy, he did, because that was right over the heart of the plate. You can't throw this baseball any more down the middle. But again, that change of speed, when you're throwing 94 at the fastball, that 84 looks like it's coming in on just like on a balloon coming in there. on a string.
84 middle is what you get in BP, you know.
That's right.
But obviously pulled the string on him, and this is Mark Ross, the right fielder. Young man who's got all the tools, according to his coach, a Springfield, Missouri native. Glendale High School.
Definitely doesn't look like a freshman at 6'1", 210.
He does not. Wonder if he might get together with Zach Stewart and compare notes on what it was like to step in and play in a freshman season. Of course, Stewart not far from Springfield either. He went to Mo State, and Mark Ross is a UCA Bear.
Boy, base hit to the outfield. It's definitely a score run. Arkansas's outfielders are playing deep.
Well, the 2-0's not close, so Peyton Lee in danger of walking his second man this inning.
But it really looks like Peyton Lee is kind of finishing high. He's not trying to not getting that chest out over that front knee, kind of driving toward home plate as much as he should.
That's high. That's ball 4. So after a perfect first, couple of walks here in the second.
That's going to bring Matt Hobbs out. I was just thinking about that same thing. You've got runners at first and second, 2 outs, and you want to put the Bears away right here when you've got the ability to. I think this is going to be a mechanical conversation.
Good afternoon, Sean.
It's not a short one either. Talked a little bit about Peyton Lee in that last start because Hobbs had some very interesting comments to the newspaper writers, and he said he's been working to throw less breaking balls to the arm side into the middle of the plate. Biggest bugaboo, he's gotten ahead in some counts, hit some guys with some off-speed pitches to the arm side, and his struggle is if that breaking ball is on the middle or arm side of the plate, it kind of hovers there.
Yeah, I think so. And
hovering's not good.
No. Kind of the old term is a cement mixer. It's just up there spinning.
That's hard hit, and it's into right for a base hit. Jagger Shadow might drive in a run. The throw to the plate is not in time. Allen will score, and UCA is struck first. And the veteran Jagger Shadow wasted little time pulling one between Sousa and Robinette.
Boy, I like the aggressiveness of Jagger Shadow going up there, seeing that first pitch fastball. Again, that was up over the plate. It was up in the zone, Brett, but still over the heart of the plate, and you're going to get hurt in D1 baseball if you throw middle.
It was a year ago. Jagger Shadow had 3 hits and a couple of runs batted in this game against the Razorbacks. So he must really like hitting at Bomb Walker. This is Zane Denton, the catcher. The Bears have been platooning their catchers. After Shipley got hurt, there's another one dumped out to right. That's a base hit, taken on the bounce by Stewart. Here comes Ross. He will slam on the brakes, and the throw comes through, and Helfrich made sure to catch it on the fly. And the 7, 8, and 9 hitters have all reached with 2 outs.
Yeah, that walk to Zeb Allen is what came around to score, and I really like the thought process right there of Zach Stewart in right field. When you've got bases loaded, you want to just let that ball fly. You don't have to throw it through the cutoff man because nobody's going to move up. You want to keep that run from scoring any way you can.
And this is Gwynn, who popped to short his only time in. He might just help out the Razorbacks. Popped up to third. Pompey will drift back into fair territory, make the catch, and end the inning. Good news is the Bears get the first run. The bad news, they strand 3, and the Razorbacks have some work to do.
We're going to score more than 1. I mean, he just pitched a 5-pitch first inning, Fishman. I mean, he didn't do too bad. He's young, too. You gotta understand. But he's got pretty good stuff. I think the MLB season starts tomorrow, too. For all the fantasy baseball guys out there. And gals. I'm just going to ignore you, B-Hall.
Flag flying out in the hog pen, and Mike had told me today, Troy, that his dad and his uncles, rugby players from Australia, they were supposed to be here tonight. The airlines and the flights, it didn't work out, but they're going to be here this weekend, and they're going to be at that hog pen, and they might provide a little security if things get rowdy out there.
I'm sure they can. If they played some rugby, they're going to be tough enough to handle themselves in the hog pen. Yeah, the TSA kind of bit them a little bit on their travel plans, but now they're leaving Thursday.
So Micah had the 6 RBI game last Friday, equaled a career high. And he had a sister, and I believe it was his niece that were there. His sister is also a rugby player. Her husband is a rugby player, a professional as well. So they had a chance to see him put forth an amazing game in Columbia.
Yeah, I think they drove down from Charlotte, and I believe it's where he said they live. And it's not too bad of a little drive, but boy, definitely worth it the way that Micah played last weekend.
There's no doubt. 2-1 the count. He did not want to finish that swing in that manner. Pennell got him to go after. And the count 2-2.
Boy, Brett, Pennell's really pitching backwards, and what I mean by that is throwing a lot of off-speed pitches and fastball accounts.
Tell you what, it's something that we saw Stetson do. I think it's something we saw Northern Colorado do a lot last week.
Oh, yeah, and then really pitch, and then when they did throw fastballs, really be at the bottom part of the zone. Not trying to leave anything up where these Razorbacks can drive it.
Counts full to New, and that is at the bottom of the zone for strike 3 called. Second K for Pennell.
Yeah, definitely a strike that clipped the bottom part of the zone and had just a little bit of sink right there at the end. I think Micah thought that one wasn't going to stay in the zone, but had just enough carry.
Here's Nolan Souza riding an 8-game hitting streak. It's interesting because Nolan had a nice weekend, Troy, 5 for 11 at South Carolina. When you look right now, of the 9 in the starting lineup, his batting average overall is the 3rd lowest. But when you look at only SEC games, he is at the very top in what he has done in conference play, 10 for 20, which means he started to find it. Well, he's going to bounce here to Gwynn to retire Souza, and there's 2 gone.
Yeah, I think Souza was still trying to play a little bit of catch-up for missing all fall with that shoulder injury.
And by the way, speaking of Souza, his family on Oahu, they're okay with all the flooding in Hawaii, and a lot of that's on the northern shore. Talked to Jamie Cahillo's dad, and they went through a little bit of that as well on Maui. But boy, that's been a mess on the islands.
It really has, and boy, you just don't really realize how much damage water can do until it affects you.
Did you enjoy Cahillo's 450-foot homer the other day?
When you hit the ball over the trees that are way behind the batter's eye, that's a blast. Talked to Matt Hobbs, and I go, how did it sound off the bat? He just said different.
Like a cannon, like a gun? The announcers set it up perfectly because they said DVH was talking about his power. He hit one 450, but Jacob Pennell doesn't want any of our story.
Although is going to be a detriment until he can start laying off that outside, that slider away. He cannot lay off that pitch for nothing. Right now, he's hitting mistakes out of the ballpark and hitting pitches.
Coyle's a guy that Matt Hobbs really wants to get a lot of work in, and he's somebody that they really need to lean on as they get into conference play. And
stop trying to hit home runs every time.
And again, the great thing about
home runs will come.
Coyle, you talk about the ultimate strike thrower. See the 4 walks and 18 punch-outs in 11 1/3 innings.
Yeah, here's one in order in the first. They got a run, left the bases loaded in the second. Parker Coyle on to work here in the third. Nice crowd tonight. Hog pen is packed. Temperature started at 69 degrees. Gearing up for this weekend when the Florida Gators come to town. In fact, Florida's softball team will also be here. So it'll be Gators and Hogs for 6 games. And boy, they came out early in the hog pen and chewing up some valuable real estate out there. This is Mosini. Lines one right to Souza. Parker Coyle throws one pitch, gets one out.
I definitely think that Camden Kosher would have caught that ball, but it makes it a little bit easier with 6'3" Nolan Souza.
Somewhere out
there at second base.
West, Daniel. I can't remember exactly, I think.
One gone for Nate Negree, strikeout victim in the first inning. Next hit will be his 30th on the season.
Thanks, Jim. We appreciate you. We love you too, man.
Sends one out to right field.
Get to it,
Stewart on the move. How about 2 pitches, 2 outs? As much as the immaculate innings fun, 3 outs on 3 pitches would be even better.
You almost have to take right here, but you're probably going to get a fastball right down the middle. But it's really nice for Arkansas fans to see Zach Stewart out there in right field, just really running with no pain after that groin injury a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I was worried when that took place, but
kind of felt like that was one that could lean.
Yes, I think so, Greg. If I'm not, I think you're right. I think it was BYU.
Zeb Allen walked and scored last inning. He does take a pitch by showing bunt, taking a strike.
Well, I tell you what, if you're the Razorbacks and Zeb Allen bunts, I think that's a gift.
I think he was just taking your pitch.
Yeah, but he's a guy that can really drop the head on the baseball.
Wave it a miss.
Shocker. Parker Coyle thrown 4 pitches, all strikes.
Lifted in the air to right center field, well struck. New is on the move, and that ball is gone. A home run from Zeb Allen. His 23rd career bomb, and the Bears have a 2-0 lead. An 0-2 pitch that caught way too much of the plate, and Allen made him pay.
Boy, Brett, you just cannot hang a breaking ball right down the middle on 2 strikes, and that's what Parker Coyle does. Watch where this ball ends up, right over the heart of the plate. And boy, the second that ball left the bat, you thought it had a real chance There's no wind blowing in from right field that normally knocks that baseball down when balls are hit that high, and Zeb Allen's fired up.
His next home run will equal the program record in homers. Here's Runsick. Takes strike one.
One thing for Arkansas is they have not been able to figure out Jacob Pinnell up to this point.
These midweek games this year, Troy, at times they have been uphill battles. And that pitch is down. It was a year ago tomorrow that Arkansas lost 14-13 to Missouri State last year, a wild game. Stewart was part of that. Arkansas had won 18 straight midweek games before that loss. As we've talked about a couple of times, they lost that game to Arkansas State, and then they lost a Monday game to Stetson. A little bit problematic, but the Bears have come to play tonight, and the 2-1 to Runsick in for a called strike.
Yeah, I think the last two balls to Runsick he threw down and in. That was the pitch he really wanted to throw to Zeb Allen. It just didn't end up there.
Little chopper. Helfrich will get it, slings it to first. Well done. There's the athleticism from Helfrich, and the frame ends. But Zeb Allen hit a solo homer for UCA, and the Bears have an early 2-0 lead on the road.
That's the one bugaboo on Parker. He throws a lot of strikes, and he'll get you strikeouts, and he'll get you outs. But every now and then he's prone to throw that cement mixer or that fastball right down the middle and give up a home run. He get a little better keeping him in the ballpark. He's gonna be he'll be a good pitcher. I mean, he is good, but you know what I mean. He'll be solid.
So they actually dropped about 10 plus points after that series with Northern Colorado.
Yeah, that was really a tough time with Northern Colorado. And again, that RPI is so important when it comes to seeding in postseason. Now, that RPI will really start picking up for Arkansas as they have more and more conference games. But
look at all the teams in the top 10, and you're at 62 right now.
That's a long ways to climb, isn't it?
Now, Central Arkansas is at 141. So a loss today, Troy, and that RPI would be impacted.
That really would. They might be in the close to triple digits.
Robinette, Pompey, and Ruiz here in the bottom of the third inning, facing Jacob Pinnell, who's done a fine job already. And again, I mentioned he went 5 1/3 innings, giving up 3 hits, 6 Ks against La Tech. I think that was last week. Well, he's given up 1 walk through 2 innings and struck out 3 Razorbacks.
Well, he's getting ahead, and then he's really not leaving pitches out over the plate with 2 strikes.
Parents are Blake and Jennifer, and I got to believe they're here. Pretty excited to see Fayetteville High School product back in town pitching at Baum Walker, and he's leading 2-0. Reese Robinette, couple of hits, 3 runs batted in this weekend in South Carolina. He's had a couple, though, that have gotten away from him, but it hasn't impacted the verdict in the end.
I almost think that was kind of a not quite that high, but I think that was almost a setup pitch, trying to change the eye height with Robinette. Let's see if he doesn't try to go down and in or down and away.
Well, throwing one to the backstop would change the eye level. Then he comes back with that big-time breaking ball again. That's the pitch that's caused some problems. That's 4 strikeouts through 8 batters he's faced.
Yeah, it's not only getting the right-handers, but the left-handers as well. Again, that pitch looks like it's a strike on the inside corner, and the bottom just drops out of it. Yeah, I definitely think that pitch before was a setup pitch. It just kind of sailed on him a little bit.
TJ Pompey batting in the 9-hole. Pompey went 3 for 12 with a couple of runs batted in this past weekend. There's his season numbers. There's that breaking ball again, but thrown down in the zone.
I think if you're Pompey, when you're down 2 runs, this better be a pitch that is exactly where you want it and exactly the type of pitch, or you don't swing at it.
Well located for a strike.
Well, these Bears have been playing most of the Razorbacks pretty straight away. Sloan in center field, shaded over to right center just a hair.
2-1 is cut on a miss.
Boy, it's that breaking ball. It's got some really tight spin, almost 2,700.
Well, he threw that harder with even more spin than some of the previous ones.
Yeah, that's got some really good bite on it. You might see another one right here down and away.
Why not?
I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if he doesn't double up and go right back to that same spot. It's hard to lay off 2 in a row when you've got 2 strikes.
Here comes the payoff pitch to Pompey. He got the fastball and tapped it over near the Bears dugout. Damian Ruiz on deck.
Pennell really working over that third base side of the rubber.
Well, Arkansas gets its second base runner, the second walk. Put a man aboard for Damian Ruiz. Is that purple jersey and blue hat bothering you as much as it me?
I think so.
Maybe I'm an outlier on that conversation.
Well, it's just the color of the bear is more purple and the hat's a little more blue, so I think that's what's really throwing me
I think it's been out in the sun too long.
Well, there's not like sweat stains on it or anything like that. Doesn't look like Parker Coyle's hat.
Ruiz to bunt, and not a good one. It'll come to the screen. You know, it was amazing to watch the home run from Ruiz, Troy. He hit one off the batter's eye, and DVH talked about the fact that he's another guy he feels like has come into this program and just gotten stronger through the strength and conditioning program.
Yeah, Hunter Bell does an amazing job of really getting these guys really built up strength-wise, but still maintaining that nice range of motion.
Well, for a guy like Ruiz, though, this is also boosting his stock for the next level. Play some pro ball. We know what his speed is like, and then you mix in some juice.
It's a good combination.
Might be an undefeated combination for a position player. Two 0 Bears in the bottom of the third inning. Arkansas has not had a runner to scoring position yet. How about a front door breaking ball for a strike?
I was almost thinking that the runner at first base might draw a few more fastballs, but Pennell's best pitch so far has definitely been that slow breaking ball in the upper 70s. They see you might want to dive one down and away right here.
Flip to first and Pompey back in, and right now I think Pennell has things certainly under control. He came in with an earned run average of 1309 in 11 innings. Pause before the 2-strike pitch. Sent out towards center field. It'll be caught by Sloan. 2 outs.
Really good jump by Sloan. He was playing pretty deep in center field with the power of Ruiz, but Boy, right off the bat, his first step was in, and he made that play look really easy.
He sure did, and Coach Harlan said his defense is showing up. Ball was hit better than I thought off the bat, and results in the second out. Here's Koschel.
Brett, I think if you're TJ Pompey over at first base, especially with 2 outs, anything in the dirt, you really want to see, call it reading down angle, so you can tell if the ball leaves the pitcher's hand, if it's going to hit the dirt, you can get a really good jump and try to get into scoring position.
Big swing from Koschel and a soft chopper to Shadow. And the Hogs denied again. That's 3 hitless and scoreless innings for Jacob Pennell. Bears looking good, out to a 2-0 lead over the Razorbacks. Another restrictions apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLBTV. Opening day, I think, is Thursday. Crank it up, Troy.
That sounds right. It's always a good day.
I'd say it is. Of course, you got some basketball going on as well. In Houston, you got it all going on about a block from each other. Meanwhile, this is Jaden Sloan. He's going to lead off the 4th inning. Hit one in the air down the line in left. It'll bend into the seats and be out of play. Tell you what, another run or two from the Bears, they would make things even more difficult for the Razorbacks.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Arkansas needs to throw up a 0 and just have a pretty easy inning against the Bears. And boy, they do not want to take their foot off the gas, because it seems like the Razorbacks have been a little susceptible to losses in these midweek games.
Sloan struck out against Peyton Lee in the second. Good pitch for a strike.
I bet Parker Coyle's going to put one in the dirt right here.
That was the cutter on that last pitch.
It's a really big-time break.
Puts one down and out. Came back with the slider just under 2,900 RPM, and that is a big number. Speaking of pitchers with Razorback ties with big RPMs and spin rate numbers, how about Peyton Paulette? He's going to make the Cleveland Guardians opening day roster.
That's really awesome, and yeah, he has got some crazy spin rate.
That's poked out to left field, and Ruiz will get a good break and make the catch to retire Sloan. Remember, it was Ruiz who had a ball well to center, and Sloan tracked it down. Ruiz said, I'm going to make sure I take care of you here in the 4th inning.
Boy, as a hitter, when you hit a baseball a certain way in a certain spot, you think, okay, that's a hit. I know it's a hit. And I can guarantee you that Jaden Sloan thought off the bat, okay, I just got a base knock right there. And like you said, Damian Ruiz with just a great read and playing a couple steps more shallow allowed him to catch that baseball.
And he didn't have to leave his feet.
No. That's just a tremendous break. Both guys make great plays against each other, like you said.
Mark Ross walked, was stranded at third in the second. Parker Coyle doesn't waste much time. Gets the ball, pumps it, usually connects with a strike.
He's not watching the pitch clock and then holding the baseball. He is going to get that ball and grip it and rip it.
14 of his 18 pitches have been strikes. One of them ended up on the other side of the fence, however, but still.
That's a pitch on 0-2 that didn't really want to catch that much of the zone.
Working with Helfrich, who's back catching midweek. 0-2 is down.
It's a great take right there by Mark Ross. Out of the hand, it's probably about thigh high, and it just falls off the table.
Coyle shook off a sign from Ryder. That one's hard hit past Pompey, and it's a base hit and left. So Mark Ross has been on both times. Bears have a base runner with one gone.
Yeah, another pitch just right over the heart of the plate by Parker Coyle. He's definitely missing his spots with 2 strikes.
Brings up Jagger Shaddle. Had an RBI single in the second. He drove in the first of 2 Bear runs. You know, they have a neat little section in the Bears game notes on kind of a Q&A with their players, you know, your favorite meal and this and that. Jagger Shaddle said his favorite game is Twister. Troy, I'd like to see you and Jagger and maybe Zach Stewart get in a game of Twister.
I just hope he didn't follow me. He's a big guy. He is all there, and I tell you what, that just shows he's got some flexibility. Then
must. That's not a game you play if you feel like you're going to blow out a hammy or pop an ACL or something.
Yeah, you might see Parker Coyle really try to stay away from Jagger Shaddle. You've seen him really shoot a lot of balls between that first and second baseman.
Another flip to first. Again, Ross back in.
I was watching where Ryder Helfrich was setting up, Brett, and looked like he was definitely shaded more to that outside corner. Shadow with 3 home runs on the season already.
I was talking about Shaddle's 3-hit game against Arkansas. That was a couple of years ago in a 9-7 Arkansas win, in which he drove in a couple of runs. Last year went 0 for 2. That was part of a 9-2 Razorback victory. Tell you what, Arkansas, these were the pitchers they threw out at the Bears last year on March the 11th. Fisher for 3, Bybee for 2, Dylan Carter, Cole Gibler, Will McIntyre.
They weren't messing around.
They were not messing around at all. It was
still a close game.
2-1 pitch. Poked out to center field. New, who is in left center, glides to right center to make the catch. And that's out number 2.
Yeah, definitely a ball down in the zone. And again, still over the middle of the plate. Coyle not picking those corners like he normally does. I think Parker's got a new hat this year, or at least this game.
Think he went for a new one?
Well, the other one looked like, I think it was last year's hat, because it looked like the dog chewed on it, had a lot of white sweat stains on it. He's definitely started sweating through that one as well.
Yeah, he's got that Oklahoma sweat rolling tonight.
Mark Ross has really had a short lead over first base up to this batter, and then he's got a much bigger lead.
He's going nowhere. Huh, he bluffed, but that was hit, and it's fair down the line and left. Third base umpire Matthew Anderson was right on that play. He was trying to get out of the way. Zane Denton will have a double. I'm not sure the Razorbacks agree. DVH is already out of the dugout, and I think he wants to know, did that ball hit before the base, because I don't think you can review it unless it hits before it gets to the base. What'd you think in real time? Let's see this one again. It was hit so hard. Can't tell from that.
Yeah, this is the angle we want. I thought it was fair in real time. I thought it hit the chalk.
I did too, but certainly the reaction from Arkansas's dugout was one of a questioning situation. But Zane Denton, the 9-hole hitter, has a couple of hits. Now there's runners at second and third for Parker Gwynn, who's popped up twice and is 0 for 2.
Well, Matthew Anderson, the third base umpire, he was about 2 feet away from that call. So, again, he was trying to move, and his eyes were moving almost like a batter, but.
Yeah, that's the issue. Sometimes when you're trying to get out of the way, you know, you're preoccupied just a bit, but I thought it was on the chalk, or at least fair. But now Coyle is behind Gwynn 2-0. Two outs this inning have been a line out to left and a line out to center.
I think that might have been Parker Coyle's first changeup, but the spin rate still looks like a breaking ball, but the speed was much less. Threw that one only 80 miles an hour.
As long as it touches some of that chalk.
The slider. Softly popped up to the right and in the seats and out of play.
Get another one left out over the heart of the plate.
You know, some pitchers fight their command trying to throw strikes. It feels like Parker at times throws so many that the hitters know he's going to be inside that quadrant at some point.
Yeah, I think you can be super aggressive at the plate.
The 2-2. This is a little bit up and a little bit out. So the count has gone full to Parker Gwynn. It's a big pitch in this game already. Here comes the payoff. Wave and a miss. Came back with that cutter. Maybe the changeup there. Gets the K to end the inning, and the Bears strand a pair.
The Bears strand a pair. As long as we keep it close here early, I got faith our boys are going to hit the ball. I just don't know why our batting coach has not been schooling these guys on. It's obvious how every team is pitching them. The book is out on Arkansas. Cutters away, sliders away, down and in. They won't lay off of it. So that's all you got to pitch them. They look at the fastball, go by, but they swing at the breaking balls and away or down in the dirt. That's why every game we've telecasted here, the pitchers pitch them the same way. And the batting coach is not having the guys adjust at all. And I don't understand why. Our right-handed guys can't stay off that cutter or slider away. And our left-handed guys can't lay off of it if it's breaking into them at their back foot.
What's giving Arkansas hitters fits. Not afraid to throw it down and into lefties like that one right there to Robinette. How about 4 punch-outs so far in 3 innings?
Yeah, he has kept this Razorback team somewhat of a bad spot.
I think off balance is definitely a good analogy.
So it's the heart of the lineup second time through. Here's Helfrich. Hits a chopper back to Pinnell. He's got it. Flips to first. And again, Arkansas does not have a hit. And, you know, Troy, it's amazing what happens when you put up, say, 22 runs. It feels like the next couple of games, no matter what, you're fighting it a bit. I mean, they had a 22-run outburst on Friday. Was the 6th time they had scored 20 or more runs in an SEC game, the 3rd time on the road. I think it was the largest margin of victory in a true road game in the DVH era.
6 home runs in that game,
Six home runs. I mean, the fourth inning alone was about 50 minutes. Arkansas scored 8 runs and Carolina scored 4. Arkansas entered the game 12th in the SEC in homers and then hit 6. I think they had 6 against SEMO in a regional game a couple of years ago. But, I mean, Troy, they just about lost on that Saturday. They needed an error to score a run in the 9th and win in the 10th, 3-2. They were defeated 9-4 on Sunday, and right now they want a hit, let alone a run.
Yeah, I think so. And again, you might even see Zach Stewart take 2 pitches right here just to get a base runner on base.
Pennell has walked 2. Finds the mark for a strike. He swings and drives one in the air, left center field. Well struck to the wall, and it's gone. Zach Stewart goes oppo into the hog pen. Arkansas's first hit is the 49th career home run for Zach Stewart. Up, out, and gone.
Well, that brought some life to this Arkansas fan base. And again, that was a 3-1 pitch that was left out up over the plate and allowed Stewart to get his arms extended. Watch where this ball ends up and away, right in Stewart's wheelhouse. And boy, the way he's hitting the baseball, how about 105 off the bat of Zach Stewart? You just felt like that was going to have some good carry.
Oh, we had 2 gloves and no catch out there in the hog pen. And now Mike Anu is going to drop down a bunt, and no chance that Runza can make that play. Kind of a sniper attack. You know, the one thing Kojo did the other day, he bunted for a hit, but it came after the pitcher had entered the game and warmed up, almost like it's the last thing you're thinking. Well, once you get a home run, the element of surprise is magnified because people are pumped up. They want to see another big swing, and then you just drop it down.
Yeah, and I think even defensively, you think that in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, I hope they don't go back-to-back home runs, and then the last thing you're thinking about is somebody dropping a bunt down.
Here's Souza. Nolan's going to swing and foul into the plate. Just the react, though, from Pennell on that replay of the home run from Stewart. He kind of winced as if to say, darn it, I didn't want that pitch there. I didn't want to give up that swing because he had been cruising until that point.
He'd really been pounding the outside part of the zone to both sides of the plate, and that one was just caught a little too much of the center part of the plate.
That one hit him? Sure did. Well, after Helfrich was quickly retired, it's been homer, bunt single, and hit by pitch.
Well, you know that Kahio Aloy is going to see a lot of pitches on the outside corner, and that's going to bring Cody Davenport, another Fayetteville Bulldog, pitched here in Fayetteville for the Purple Dogs and had a great stellar career at UCA. And boy, you talk about a guy who was just an absolute bulldog as a pitcher. That was Cody Davenport.
Really wants to keep this inning from getting away from Jacob Pennell and the Bears because they were firmly in command through 3.5 innings. All of a sudden, Arkansas has a chance to maybe do a little bit of damage second time through against Pennell.
Not only Cody Davenport giving his right-hander some encouragement, but Shaddle, the first baseman, is kind of basically saying, hey, you got this. You could just kind of really tell his mannerisms of, hey, this is no big deal to have guys at first and second with just one out. I think if you're Kahio Aloy, again, you need to see that baseball up in the zone. Anything that's going to start middle on a breaking ball is going to break way off the plate. You've seen how good of movement Jacob Pennell's had on that.
Unmuted that whole time.
Slider.
And Troy, what is the balance between maybe anticipating that pitch and then also waiting out a hanger or a pitch that doesn't have that break or that spin?
Yeah, I think you just have to, early on the count, you need to see the baseball middle in.
Pitch to Aloy,
there it is.
And that was the good breaker.
Same pitch.
That's the one that you've just got to see that one out of the hand. It's going to start over the middle of the plate and just dive down and away. amazing how easy it is to hit up here in the booth, Brett.
What do you think the percentage of pitches that have been breaking balls for Pennell tonight? 60%, 70%?
There it is.
Yeah.
And especially
unbelievable.
Kahio Aloy really just too amped up in this at-bat.
Bro,
It feels
how do you
like
not know what
several
they're going
times
to throw
where he's
to
gone
you?
2 or maybe 3 in a row. Same pitch, similar location.
Yeah, you get the result right there. I don't think this one's going to be anywhere close to the strike zone.
Why would it be?
New at second, Seuss at first. 2-strike pitch. Well, now that you've seen it 3 times in a row, do you assume that he's going to work off it one pitch and maybe give you something else?
You might see if there is going to be a fastball, it could be Bill high, but the crazy thing is Kahio Aloy can hit that pitch. I think he's going to see nothing but spinners right here.
The 1-2. That was a good stop by Denton.
Well, it really was, and tremendous secondary lead by Mike Anu out there.
Because then they would just come inside Hogs
really
and
good
jam him.
secondary lead. And
They would just pitch
that
him
ball would've
inside
kicked
a
away from
fastball and
Denton.
jam
He was
him
gonna
and be
be
scooted
standing
up.
on third.
He's just got to lay off that bitch, period.
Hawks have their first run this inning, looking for more. Aloy with 23 runs batted in, takes one a little bit down, and the count has gone full. So Kahio was in an 0-2 hole. Now he's taking it full as Pennell's over 60 on the pitch count.
I tell you what, Arkansas, you already got a guy in scoring position, but it wouldn't surprise me if they don't try to double steal right here. This is probably going to be a breaking ball down and away.
Here's the payoff. Wave and a miss. Aloy
Unbelievable.
one that finished out of the zone, and that is the 5th strikeout for Pennell, but even more importantly, a big second out this inning.
You could definitely see DVH really getting on Kahio about how do you swing at that pitch. It was never in the strike zone. And
Yeah, that's a tough part.
That's somebody that's almost made up their mind to swing before that ball's even out of the pitcher's hand.
So instead of the bases loaded, there's 2 gone. Here's Robinette. Struck out his last time in.
There you go, Dave. Get on him.
Conversation continues.
Set him on the bench. Put in Popeye.
I think the one thing we're kind of waiting on is maybe a big home run week from Reese.
Well, when he's really on, he just peppers that left center field alley. I think that was the pitch right there. He had the opportunity to do it and just kind of got a little jumpy and got that, instead of hitting the ball the other way, just tried to hook it.
I mean, any base hit ties the game. An extra base hit probably gives your team the lead. Outfielders extremely deep, trying to cut balls off that might have a chance to go to the fence. But Jacob Pennell,
Yeah, well, I mean,
feels like
Sean,
he's
he
right
wouldn't hit
back
that
in this
without
frame
Bodor.
after getting the strikeout. 2-1 to Reese Robinette. Big time pop up that'll drift out to left. Allen has a long run, still going, still running. Left-handed left fielder makes the catch. The inning ends, and Troy Arkansas gets one back.
Boy, about the only hard hit ball that Arkansas.
Aloy is frustrating. I agree. I see a lot of you guys say he needs to sit down, and I agree 100%. He needs to sit down and take a long think. Again, we appreciate all you members that are shown here for all your supports you do with us here at the channel. You guys help make it a lot easier for me to do these. So I appreciate you. We show you a little love, put your name out there. And it's like we should be going into the bottom or top of the 5th, and we still have only 177 likes. So if you could do me a favor, just back out real quick and hit that. We should be around 300 by now. Normally we're at 300 midway through the game. So let's hit that like button for me and get that batting average up, because we only bat 178 right now. Almost like the game. We want to be better than the game. Yeah, Hogs, I would too. Rutenbar hits the ball a lot more often, a lot harder than Kahil right now. Damien, appreciate that super chat, brother. $2 from Damien. Says, hello, gents. Hello to you, Damien. Good to see you. We appreciate that. Super chat. Very much, sir. You're a legend. A monster. Yeah, absolutely. He's not as good as his brother. He could be. He's got the power. He just doesn't have the plate discipline.
Helfrich's got to get that gear on, working with.
And I think that's
Parker
some of his
Coyle
problem
is
is
gonna lead
he is trying to live up to his brother, and it's just in his head.
Valley
just sub to you. Hey, Derek, appreciate that very much, man. Thank you. Welcome to the Sarge Squad.
Left a couple of runners in the fourth. You know, Troy, as I see him working with Helfrich, 6'4", does a lot of analytics, their charts, and they put out a post today that called Defensive Runs Saved for Division I baseball. They're at the very top of the list.
Probably right money, Fishman.
11.4.
Yeah, it's definitely not a surprise. Just what an amazing catcher he is. And
yes, Hogs, he does.
We talked to Matt Hobbs before the game, and he said pretty much lets Ryder Helfrich call almost every pitch.
Ball spanked out to center, and the catch will be made, and there's one out. One of the people that liked that tweet was Zach Root. And by the way, did you see what Zach did in the MLB breakout game for the Dodgers? I mean, he was
big Phil. That's dedication,
he is
man.
Really kind of stepping his game
very
up,
much.
and it really shocked both of us that the velocity that Root has. I mean,
he hit 99 the other day for the Dodgers.
He said about halfway through the season, he said he'd let it show about once a game.
Negree takes a strike. So Zach Root in that breakout game, and again, that's when these teams put a lot of their minor league prospects in a contest against one another. 3 innings, 1 hit, which was a dribbler,
really,
and 8 strikeouts for Zach Root.
Yeah, that'll get some attention.
It took away the pride of playing for what's on the front of the jersey, and now they're playing for the money instead.
He's not the only Razorback to participate in that.
I don't mind them getting paid. They're helping them out.
A lot of attention. Negree drills another one out to center. Bears are making good contact, but they're hitting him at Micah New.
If you're going to give up a hard hit ball, center field's a nice place to let them hit it. There's a lot of room out there, and you've got a superstar in center field in Micah New.
Well, Gage Wood was also part of that MLB breakout, the spring training games, and that was a good performance again from Gage. 3 innings with just 1 run and 3 strikeouts.
Hogs up in the MLB
it's
doing good.
Fantastic to see these Razorbacks not just go to the pro ranks, but make their mark fairly quickly.
Oh yeah, he's definitely suspect in right field
this year for Hagen Smith and the White Sox. Part of the tree there for Matt Hobbs and company.
That just shows the development that these pitchers get when they get in this Razorback organization.
Zeb Allen just
broke his metal bat.
He homered in his last AB, and he shattered his aluminum bat. When was the last time you saw that?
That is absolutely crazy.
It ended up in pieces.
You don't see that too often. I did do that in softball one time. I know somebody upgraded their membership today. If you're still in here, please comment again and let me know it was you so I can star you. So after the show, I can move you where I need to move you to. I would appreciate that. Thank you very much. I think it was Billy, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't want to put nobody out there. We'll call the wrong person. I probably could scroll up to the chat and see.
bat. It broke. Listen to this. And it ended up in pieces.
Rachel, appreciate your first.
Have you ever had that happen to you before?
You know, it happened to one of our softball players maybe 2-3 weeks ago in the same spot, right above the tape on the handle. TJ Pompey nearly hit by that pitch to begin the bottom of the 5th against Pinnell, but I mean, you wonder how many swings that bat had in its life before it snapped in 2 pieces.
Yeah, I actually had that happen in high school. It was about 35 degrees, and the barrel ended up over by the first baseman. And I had the handle in my hand, but it broke about that same spot.
Problem is then with the budgets, that was one of the 2 bats that the team had.
That's exactly right.
2-0 count to TJ, who walked in the 3rd. I think our high school team had 2 bats, and I used the thick handle rather than the small handle, but it had a dent in it, so I had to turn the dent
I found you,
opposite of the sweet spot.
I starred you.
It got me 5 that year, 5 big flies, but if it had been inspected, I don't think it would have passed. That's ball 4.
The Bears do have a right-hander in the
Mama
bullpen.
Sarge is in the building.
But so far, Jacob Pinnell has been really solid.
Now, when the Bears came here a year ago, Troy, they threw 8 pitchers. Arkansas only batted in 8 innings, so Pinnell has been giving them some big innings, and then some tonight.
Right, Sean?
Damian Ruiz looks at strike 1.
Well, if you're TJ Pompey, you want to be really careful over there at first base, and definitely do not want to get picked off in this situation.
With Ruiz, Koschel, and Helfrich due up. We nearly threw away a pickoff try in which Pompey was standing on the base.
That was almost one of those resets because that was about 4 seconds when Pinnell stepped off.
Pitches in there for a called strike.
I think if Ruiz saw that pitch again, he'd really like to take a hack at it. That was left out up over the plate. Now you're going to see Pinnell start working that breaking ball down and away.
There you
Off
go.
the end of the bat, dumped out in the center for a base hit. That's just Arkansas's 3rd hit, and it's the first one to get to the outfield that didn't clear a fence. The other was a bunt.
Boy, that pitch is about 2 baseballs off the plate, but it was up in the zone. It wasn't buried like Pinnell has been doing up to this point, and just kind of cued off the end of the bat. You can see Nate Thompson really making sure to those base runners, hey, you've got to freeze on a line drive. You cannot run yourself into a double play, and that's going to bring Cody Davenport, the UCA pitching coach, out to the mound again.
You know, I think for sure one guy we're not going to see today, though, for the Bears, Troy, is their closer Hunter Alexander, who has used 5 2/3 innings on Sunday. Bears were down big 7-1, and they came back to win that game because of what Alexander gave them. 2 earned runs, no walks, 5 2/3 innings. And he was somebody that Coach told us about is just a big-time performer at the back end of their bullpen.
Yeah, Coach Nick Harlan couldn't say enough about Alexander and just said, we're going to stick with Pinnell right here, but back to Alexander. He said he is one of the better closers in all of college baseball, according to Coach Harlan.
Yeah, D1 Baseball had him, I think, in the top 30 of mid-major relief pitchers, but a kid from Bigelow, Arkansas. Sometimes, though, what you see in a midweek game, you're curious about their top bullpen arms. Did they throw a lot of the weekend, and might they be available if there's a lead in the game like this?
Yeah, he said Alexander's going to be one of those kids who would want to get in there, but he said they doubt they'll throw him tonight.
Another pick try at second base for a reset. Koschel is 0 for 1 with a walk. He homered in this game a year ago against UCA for Arkansas, along with Iredale and Aloy.
I think you're going to see Camden Koschel get a lot of pitches on that outside corner. He can't get too anxious and try to pull that outside pitch.
Going to hit a big chopper that'll bound into right for a base hit. Pompey turns 3rd. He will score. Ruiz will basically fly to 3rd base, and Arkansas has tied the game on the Cam Koschel RBI, his team best 30 seconds.
Well, Brett, the walk comes around to haunt Jacob Pinnell because Shadow, the first baseman, is covering and holding that runner on. Look how tight Shadow's playing, and that allows that baseball to get over the head of the first baseman for the Bears, and no chance to throw out TJ Pompey going from second to home. And heads up play by Ruiz, and the speed allows him to be standing on third base right here, and the Hogs have got something brewing here in the fifth.
Here's Helfrich. You know, when you look at some of the numbers, and I think we're getting deep enough into the season where they start to bear a little more fruit, but with runners in scoring position, there's some Razorbacks in the 100s, there's some in the 2s, there's a couple of guys in the 3s, and then there's Koschel at 486.
Yeah, it's just phenomenal. That's like video game numbers.
And that's why you lead the team in runs batted in. He is 18 for 36 with runners in scoring position this year.
I think the biggest thing for Koschel is he just concentrates on one thing, and that's his breathing, really trying to slow that heart rate down. And you can see it in how he approaches each at-bat with those runners on base.
We're going to tell you about a big moment in the SEC this past weekend, and there's always a Nebraska or Midwest connection, but I'll save that as Arkansas tries to take their first lead of the game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's a pitch to hit, but a good one at the bottom of the zone for a strike. You almost get surprised when you see a fastball.
Yeah, I think so. I think that Helfrich might have been sitting on that breaking ball, and Brett, it's started getting that gloaming in the sky. That baseball is going to be tough to pick up on fly balls.
I like the gloaming, namely because I'm not trying to catch a baseball in the gloaming.
And what that means is just that night, it's not black up in the sky, and that baseball, when it gets up above the lights, it just turns into a little bitty gray dot. Definitely hard to pick up.
Hitters count for Helfrich. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That's down and out. That's ball 4. The first 4 Razorbacks have reached this inning.
Beer hats, beer hats.
And the bases are loaded for Zach Stewart, and the beer hats come out, and Zach Stewart, after homering in the 4th, comes back to the plate. He's in a rather festive mood. He put that beer hat on. He started to dance a little bit. Mama's taking a picture. We've got him on TV.
He's fired up.
Just makes you in better spirits immediately, doesn't it?
It really does, and that's Ryder Helfrich leads the SEC in base on balls, and it just shows how patient he is at the plate. And Nick Harlan's going to go get Jacob Pinnell, and what a great job he had tonight. I think these Arkansas fans are going to give him a hand when he comes out of this ball game.
Pitching change for the Bears in the bottom of the 5th. Brand new game, and the Hogs will try to take the lead when you come back.
Can we take the lead? Connor, you don't have to fall for stuff like that, man. Be better. I don't even let comments like that bother me. Just let it go. We're fixing to score some runs. Reese says, yay, we don't suck anymore. Should we give him a little help this inning? Let's give him a little major razor power.
Yeah, the right-hander, redshirt sophomore Jake Jones comes in. Benton, Arkansas native. He's going to sit in that low 90s with the fastball. Brett, he is straight over the top, so his curveball is going to be like the old school 12-6 curveball. The thing about Jones is when he's on, 60% of the time, he's going to get a ground ball, and that's what they want to see right here. They would love to turn 2 with Jones on the mound.
All right, he came into this game a year ago, entered in the 3rd inning.
Beef stew coming up.
1 hit, 2 unearned
Let's
runs,
go.
but he walked 3 in that inning. And he comes on in a scenario where Zach Stewart's on the verge of getting 50 career home runs, but a walk would force in the go-ahead run.
Jones came in with 13 in the 3rd innings, 13 punch-outs, but 8 walks, like you said. That's a lot.
Stewart was nearly grazed by that pitch.
Still no outs, Brett.
It's been walk, single, single, walk. Station to station. Good pitch, though, that pops in at 91 for a strike towards the bottom end of the zone.
Jake Jones is
that's
Twitch,
Seth Lee. We also streamed the Twitch.
Against his body. Stewart will chop one over near our camera guy, protect the camera, or let it get smoked. One or the other. Either we'll get a new one or everybody's okay. We had one that nearly took out our softball camera the other day.
That's not good.
Same guy. He's a magnet. Stewart fouls one at the plate. Some of those cameras are like the cars you see in Havana that are driving down the road in Cuba that about 30 years ago they were great, but they need to be upgraded.
1950s.
It's like everything's okay.
That's a really good changeup by Jake Jones, and boy, Zach Stewart just got a piece of that one.
Nobody out, bases loaded. The pitch to Stewart. Fought that one off and fouled it back.
Well, I think if you're Ruiz on 3rd base, you better be on your toes. You might see Jake Jones try to bury a breaking ball to get the strikeout right here.
Two and two.
That was a changeup that just kind of floated out there. Only 1,400 on the spin rate.
Did float. Stewart waiting on a 2-2 pitch. Well, that wasn't close.
That was the breaking ball that he just tried to overthrow, and a lot of times that's what happens. That'll just spin.
Well, his spin rates are all over the charts. See what Stewart gets to hit on a 3-2 pitch, and here it comes, and that's
there you
ball
go.
four.
Good eyes,
The
Stewie.
Razorbacks have their first lead tonight on a bases-loaded walk to Zach Stewart.
A good velocity by Jake Jones, but just up and in. The best fastball he threw is that one he buried in the bottom part of the zone that really just kind of stayed on plane. I think he almost tried to overthrow that one right there. But you called it, a little bit of a control issue by Jones. The stuff is definitely there, but got to fill up that strike zone.
I mean, could there be a tougher scenario than bases loaded and nobody out? And Micah New does not get the benefit of that call. Micah dropped on a bunt hit in the 4th inning.
And the Bears are going to give up a run for a double play right here.
No,
Sent out to left center
that's
field.
going to
That's
drop.
down for a base hit.
It's
It's
a double.
going towards the warning track. It's going to score 2. Stewart will pull up at 3rd, and a Micah New double, and the Hawks
That way,
getting
Micah.
a little bit of separation
Let's go.
here in the 5th inning. It's 5-2.
Hit that like button for Micah New.
That is not a bad pitch. That is off the outside corner, but it was about belt high, and Micah New kept that weight back. And boy, off the bat, you just knew that was going to split the gap right there. And with the speed on the bases, Helfrich scores easily from 2nd base. Zach Stewart goes 1st to 3rd, and Micah New, he was rolling into 2nd base, and I think he took his helmet off about 3 strides away from 2nd.
Shows you how unfair this game can be as Nolan Souza bats. Infield will creep in all the way around. Pinnell came into this inning, Troy, 4 innings, 1 run allowed. He will leave with 4+ innings and 5 runs.
Well, a couple walks. Helfrich walked and Stewart walked. Helfrich came around to score, and Stewart standing on 3rd base right now. Still no outs for the Hogs.
A couple of guys that reached this inning. Ruiz has now reached base safely in 16 straight games, and Helfrich 25 straight games. That's every game he's played this year.
That is Mr. Consistent. 3 walks in this innings so far for the Bears.
Remember when the Hogs played Northern Colorado, it felt like their best scoring weapon was a bases-loaded wild pitch. Would they have 5 runs in one game? They weren't
2 in the same inning.
They had a couple in that comeback in Game 3 against State, back-to-back. Souza fouls one out of play.
Yeah, with no outs, Zach Stewart is going to camp at third base and really make sure this ball goes through the infield. If you're Mike Anu, you can get a lead as far off as a shortstop.
Souza watches ball 3.
He doesn't need to get that lead because if it goes to the outfield, he's scoring anyway.
Under 900.
Yeah, I mean,
that's almost like a splitter or a knuckleball or something.
I think you're right, and it caught my attention early, even on some of the pitches that you didn't think would have that type of carry. That's ball 4. It's to the backstop. Speak it into existence. That's another run in the last month that scored on a wild pitch. Troy, you won't see years where you score as many runs on wild pitches, pass balls, as the Razorbacks have done in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they've been absolutely living right. That's going to be ball 4 to Nolan Souza. And Arkansas is going to pinch hit right now with Carter Rutenbar with the right-hander Jake Jones on the mound.
Sarge don't know nothing about baseball,
Jones,
but
I think, is just overthrowing.
I think I called that earlier.
Stuff. He just has to trust it.
Along with a lot of you guys in the chat.
Couple of runs batted in for Carter. Going to take a strike, hitting for Aloy.
Exactly what I would have done.
Five of Arkansas's runs against Northern Colorado in a game were scored on a bases-loaded walk, a wild pitch, or a pass ball. 5. They've had a couple more tonight.
Absolutely insane.
I mean, that's what happens when you go down to the rec league and, you know, when you're 14 years old and the wheels come off the wagon. Rutenbar fouls one back. It does show you, though, you know, when that moment gets big and there's just no margin of error. You just miss a little bit more than you want to, and all of a sudden the wheels just keep on moving.
I think it kind of started with Jake Pinnell leaving a couple pitches up in the zone. Souza
delayed steal, and Souza will skid into second base. That was a skid more than a slide. It was like it was in slow motion. But Nolan gets bag number 6.
Arkansas fans are just pleased that he doesn't hurt himself when he slides head first.
You might need to see that one again. He went into
he almost didn't make it to the base.
He started to decelerate. Infield creeps in all the way around, and Rutenbar fouls one right at the plate again on a pitch at the top of the zone. Let's see how this slide took place. Watch at the very end. He starts.
It was like he was sliding on turf. He slided about a third of the way.
He was going to get there.
2/3 of the way there, yeah.
He dived a little early on that one, I would say.
Ran out of steam.
Rutenbar is
there
the
it is.
hitter this inning.
There it is, Root.
Out, but there's
that away, Popeye.
Out to the fence.
Oh.
It's off the top of the wall. Souza was tagging at second, so he will only go to third. New will score on a double that just missed being a homer, and Arkansas has a 7-2 lead.
Boy, Brett, Carter Rutenbar, I thought he had his first home run as a Razorback. He thought he hit that ball pretty well. He was into the home run trot already, and you can see Souza goes
thought he
back
got that
and tag.
one too.
It's a heads-up play by Nolan Souza, but that ball right off the top of the wall, and great play by Sloan. He played that ricochet in perfectly.
Well, here's the problem. 8 Razorbacks have batted this inning, and 6 runs have come across. So the Bears will go to the bullpen. 7-2 Arkansas, no give yet in sight. We'll come back with a new Bears pitcher in a very busy bottom of the 5th inning.
That is why I say you got to find a place to put that young man in the lineup. He takes way better at bats than Aloy is doing right now. Yeah, the bats come alive this inning, Dave. Yeah, and you're right, Turdy. 30-point book. That's funny. I like that name. Yeah, Stewie, to me, has already taken over right field as far as I'm concerned. He shouldn't lose that spot. And to be honest with you, if Big Country doesn't get it going, you might have to take Big Country and give him a break and put Rutenbar at first. He still plays a pretty good defense at first.
Now he's going to sit in the upper 80s with that breaking ball. Will throw a change-up and slider as well. An opponent's only hitting 235 off of Austin Jones. And again, when he's effective, he's going to have a lot of fly ball outs. That's what he's seen so far this season.
Reese Robinette will be the 9th batter to hit this inning. Troy, Arkansas came into this 5th. They had exactly 2 hits. One was a bunt, one was a homer. They've done nothing but get on base here in the 5th.
Yeah, a lot of free passes by the Bear pitchers. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 in this inning alone, and that's what's caused all those base runners. And that was a really nice swing.
He's really struggling with hitting the ball.
Reese is flied out to left and struck out.
Well, the Bears are still playing infield in right here.
I feel like you almost have to. I mean, you're worried about a big chopper propelling to the outfield and scoring 2 more, but I feel like you got to start cutting somebody down someplace. Bender's in to Reese, and it's 1-0. Souza's at third. Rutenbar's at second.
You can't even see Ross, the right fielder. He is up against
Reese,
the wall.
Yeah, no more
right
shimmy.
field.
Yeah, that was crazy.
2-0. They appealed. That didn't look close to being a swing. Guess it doesn't cost anything to ask. Well, there's Ross. He's back out there near the hog on the fence, the smoked sausage.
I think his heels are almost on the warning track.
It's not close, 3-0. He's got a little twist to this lineup, or this windup for Jones.
Well, he really does. You can see. Definitely have to wonder what his number is because he's going to show you in that windup.
All this inning,
double
well,
taps
not
that
all
ball
of them
into
this
the
inning
glove.
flipping, but we just turned on the bats all of a sudden. The lights come on.
It's kind of like a comfort or timing mechanism.
I feel like it would do the exact opposite of being good timing. But whatever works for you. That's faded down and out. That's ball 4.
The merry-go-round is continuing to run. Beer hats again,
big
folks.
Number they were looking for.
Here, remember, you got the beer hat emoji.
A lot of credit to Arkansas hitters.
Yeah, it's a head scratch.
Just really have been patient at the plate and letting those at bats come to them and not trying to do too much.
TJ Pompey started this mess with a walk about 20-some minutes ago. And that finishes maybe above the zone, but called a strike by Clinton Wheeler.
That was a give me.
Pair of walks today for Pompey.
There it is. Grand slam, baby. That's out of here.
Will score.
Oh, my God.
TJ Pompey. Off the bat, that was a no-doubter. And Arkansas is at a big-time inning. They've scored 10 already in this 5th, and there's nobody out.
Well, you talk about a guy making an adjustment at the plate. That's TJ Pompey. We watched him in batting practice, and boy, the upper body has just stayed so quiet. He was letting that his front shoulder and his whole body kind of fade toward the pitcher on every
there
swing.
There it is, Mustard.
Watch how quiet this upper body is. He just
hanging breaking ball right there.
Absolutely tattoos.
Oh wait,
that hanging.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
391 feet and a slam into the Fayetteville
I'm
Knights.
sorry, chat, for feeding you guys misinformation.
And this is Ruiz, who's looking for a second hit this inning.
You gotta love them haters.
10 runs here in the 5th. Keep in mind, this was an Arkansas team that was leading 17-0 in the 4th inning the other day in Columbia. And that was a game, Troy. What was unique about that game, and you scored 22 runs, a few of us might say, well, how many home runs? We mentioned there were plenty, 6.
Right.
There was also 12 walks and 3 hit batters. There were 15 free base runners that game.
That'll cause problems with 6 home runs.
But tonight, it feels like it has been the walk that has kind of kick-started.
I'm trying, Joe.
Some of these
I'm trying.
Well,
certainly this one.
Well, before this inning, Arkansas only had 2 hits. The home run by Zach Stewart and the bunt single by Micah New, and that was it. It was not a lot of offense for the Hogs.
But 7 walks and a hit batter by UCA pitchers, and that one's
absolutely,
found away.
Sean.
Listen, I understand
that's why I don't kick them out. They can say what they want as long as it's.
And that approach looked really good pitching.
Not too crazy.
3-4 innings.
It really did, and Arkansas was really expanding the strike zone and really going after that breaking ball down and away from Jake Pinnell.
1-2 to Ruiz, grounded to Thur. This might be the first out. Runsick will make the play. Kind of shot put of that across the diamond. And that is the first out with the 11 batters that have come to the plate.
Cohen, I would take that, but
I mentioned before that Ruiz's on-base percentage this year was 500.
I don't know that I'll ever see that many likes.
That's a pretty good inning so far, and boy, after the walk by Pompey in this inning, it was Ruiz with a single, and then Camden Kojal with that chopper right over the first baseman's head.
Kojal drills one out to right center field. This ball's going to take a bounce. Kick up off the fence. Kojal will have his second hit of the game. It's a double to right center.
That away, Camden.
105 off the bat. Good contact from Kojal.
Just Mr. Consistent at the plate for Arkansas again. We're not trying to do too much. Got a pitch he likes.
Terry, if you're on computer, there's a little dollar sign, like a little dollar bill down there. You just click on it, and it'll open up. Remember, I
just
do
a great compact swing.
Leave it, and you can pick whichever tier you want to be. But you don't have to. I appreciate you just being here and being part of the supporting us with the like and the subscribe.
This would be the 4th pitcher of this inning.
Miss Becky, good to see you.
Yeah, Nick Arnold's trying to find somebody that can get some outs.
New pitcher coming on into this game, 11-2, Arkansas leading.
Okay, I don't want to take much credit for this, but I did switch to power up Major Razor here, and we scored 10 runs this inning. So I'm just saying Major Razor may have something to do with getting these boys fired up. Yeah, Bobby. That's good, Teddy. I'm glad you like it here. Because we sure like having you. The Rooster, appreciate you, man. Welcome to the Sarge Squad. Appreciate that very much. Some say I don't, but the majority of you say I do, so I go with the majority. Richard, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Jim says Major Razor freaks my dog out. I don't want to butcher that name, but Lalad78 has become a member. Thank you very much for that. Denny Jones, thank you for becoming a member of the Sarge Squad. We appreciate all that support. Means a lot to us.
Not a replay
Silver,
of
what's up, buddy?
Game against South Carolina. It is the Tuesday night game, and
you right, Rooster.
UCA is going to bring in J.B. Williams.
I figure if you ain't doing nothing, if you ain't doing it right, if you don't have haters, if you ain't doing it right.
The thing for Williams is his fastball's got a lot of sink, so they want to see him get a lot of ground balls and have these Razorbacks.
I'm big enough to be Build Islands.
Mississippi native via Northeast Mississippi Community.
Donaldson, are you calling out your grandkids there? If that is, if you'd like, just ask me. I'll give them a shout out. I have no problem with that. If you want to say hi to your grandkids.
10-run frame for Arkansas. Helfrich has walked and scored already this frame, and he takes a strike from Williams.
Oh, thank you, lad. I appreciate you very much. You did, Richard.
10 runs, 5 walks, 6 hits.
I think this is like 4 or 5 in this inning, G-Money. We've batted around.
I think that's definitely the pitch. If you're an Arkansas hitter, you've got to lay off against J.B. Williams. Is that fastball to right-handers down and in that's going to be down and away from lefties.
Helfrich watches that spin in and finish down.
Sloan, the center fielder's really swung around in that left center field gap.
Yeah, Casey, we're going to put him on T-shirts.
Big chopper carries into and out of the seats.
That's right, Greg. Absolutely. Sarge is never late for supper.
Hey man, our camera men and women are going to have to be on their toes.
I have no admitting, Deja. I am a big man.
We don't have many to begin with. We can't endanger them.
Ron, appreciate you subscribing and becoming a member of the Sarge Squad. Thank you very much, sir.
And for Ryder, unfortunately, it is. Greg Hendricks says.
My boy, yeah. Let me know his name.
That's a strike.
Arturo.
Here's the thing. I think the
Arturo, if you're listening to the Sarge right now, we appreciate you. My boy, Blue.
It's a really good breaking ball by J.B. Williams.
Says hello.
I think this thing is right at the knees, and that's definitely a swing.
I think Ryder knew it too.
Well, Joy, the good thing is you can go back and watch it when the show is over.
The bases loaded this inning. Lines one to short the creek.
Stu smoked that one,
I
too.
think that ball caught him. It was past him on a liner at 103. But Troy Arkansas
Rooster, thank you for becoming a member.
Boy, they really did. TJ Pompey with the big swing.
He's on vacation, St. Michael.
Did not miss. Hogs are up 11-2.
He is here. He's on vacation, and he'll be back next week. See, I mean, even Sarge lets his help take vacations. Now, I don't take vacations because if I take a vacation, you guys don't get no games. So I don't really have an off season either because I cover every Razorback sports. So about time baseball gets over, it's about time for football to start. But that's okay. I love hanging out with you guys. Holy cow. Brian. Thank you very much, sir. Brian, Luca, Austin, Super Chat, $20. Put Major Razor on those Arizona Wildcats. He is definitely on the case, Ron. I promise you that. He going to be on them to come tomorrow night. We appreciate that very much, Brian. You're a legend, brother. That's ties for our biggest super chat ever. I'm trying to design a thing where I could put whoever super chats the highest up here, their name, and they become the sponsor of the live stream. But I got to figure out how to get that done. But that's coming.
by an LSU pitcher since 2023, and you don't need to guess who that was, Mr. Skeens.
Yeah.
And then Tyler Fay threw a no-hitter, Troy, the first solo 9-inning no-hitter for the Crimson Tide since 1942.
Wow.
He threw 132 pitches against the Florida Gators, who were almost no-hit the previous Friday against South Carolina.
Wow. When you go back and you start talking about World War II era
Michael,
time
if
frame,
I didn't say it, thank you for
a long
subscribing,
time. Arkansas is
and
gonna
welcome
bring
to
in
the Sarge
freshman
Squad.
Mark Brissy.
That did not take long for him to hit Jake Runsick to begin the 6th inning. So Brissy becomes pitcher number 3, preceded by Lee and Coyle.
Absolutely, Rooster.
You know, the kid that threw that no-hitter for
Absolutely,
Alabama
Tim.
was from Nebraska. As you see Brissy's numbers, 8 innings on the year, and we saw him pitch
I'll design your own little
one of
screen
these,
and everything.
midweek games. But I think he's a year older than Kojal, and I would say when it comes to Iowa or Nebraska,
Veronica, I'll get one of
you don't even
my
need multiple layers of separation.
mods to drop
Kojal
that
today,
link for you
hey,
here
did
in
you
the
know
chat.
This kid from Nebraska who threw the no-hitter, and he goes, yeah, you know, his dad is my grandfather's Ben's chiropractor.
Sure he is. Sure he is, Camden.
Oh, he's over in Grand Island. Yeah, Grandpa Ben, you know, Faye's dad is his chiropractor. They were in the Cape together, though, I think, a couple of years ago. So, you know.
Absolutely, Tim. Design it, and I'll get with you and get
layers.
my email and send it to me.
Through the no-hitter.
And I'll definitely, we'll do it.
That's hilarious.
But that was one heck of a pitching performance. You get to 132, and you start to get really nervous, too.
Yeah, I definitely think so. That's so hard to take a kid out in a performance
it is.
like that.
Jaden Sloan fouls another one back. He's 0 for 2. But the last thing anybody wants to see is that number get to 140 and then beyond. And wow.
About 96 on that last fastball by Brissy.
I wouldn't be shocked if we beat Arizona, but I would definitely be really, really happy.
2 innings.
There you go,
runs.
Veronica. There's the
Discord
Discord link. I'll get you squared away after the show.
He got a really lucky strike 3 and then a nice double play. Hit the first batter he faced tonight, but comes back to strike out Jaden Sloan.
Well, a really nice breaking ball in the back door. And I think Ryder Helfrich might have stolen this strike right there, just bit right around that corner of the plate. I think we have is this a pinch hitter? Or is this Ross? No, my bad.
You're welcome, Veronica. We have quite a few ladies in my Discord.
Ross just walked and singled. He's saying, Troy, why did you pinch hit for me? I'm rolling.
Hit a ball in the screws my last at bat. Couldn't quite see the number on his back.
And again, Ross has all the tools. Those numbers will climb. This is a team that's hit 25 home runs so far this season. And I mentioned the new hitting coach, Heath Holliday. There's a few locals that feel like this team's power is maybe equal to that 2013 team that went to the Starkville Regional and beat State in a couple of games over the course of that year. I think they went 3-3 against the Bulldogs that year, and they went 1-2 in the regional, lost in the final. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Zach Barr on that team for
I think you're right.
For UCA, now working on the staff.
All right, Veronica. I'll give you your permissions and stuff after the show's over.
Yeah, there's definitely some guys that have shown the promise and potential to have a little more pop in this Bear lineup.
And there's a chopper to third, and Pompey will take it foul. And listen, they play in a strange league in the A-Sun, and next year they'll be at a new conference. But there's the gold division and the graphite division, and Troy, the uniqueness is as you play only the teams in your division, and you play them twice, home and away in 3-game series.
Yeah, that's a little unusual. And again, now when they get into tournament play, then it's everybody plays everyone.
But there's no secrets when you play a team 6 times. And we talked about that with Stetson, right? When they passed through here, same league, different division. And that one is outside. I mean, Coach Harlan, he likes the fact that this team's got good makeup. They're very competitive. There's good leadership. And the one thing he told us, and I think I would agree, when your talented players are the best leaders, you're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And he really likes, like I said, the makeup of this team. They definitely have kind of a never say die type of attitude.
It was epitomized by that big comeback Sunday. They were down, I think it was 7-1 to Bellarmine, and they came back to win that game, and that won the series for them. And He dropped a phrase on us today I don't think I've heard, but
Veronica,
I really like it.
Absolutely.
And that's strike 3, so
we're
Ross
looking
okay.
to
So after the hit by pitch, Sloan struck out looking, Ross strikes out looking, and Brissy
looking to
that's
basically what I am.
Yeah,
we'd love to work with local companies.
At the bottom part of the zone right there, and again,
I just didn't say anything about that yet because I didn't think we were really big enough. But
I think you're right. And this is Shadow, knocked in a run in the second to start
with
the
anybody.
Scoring, flied out to center in the fourth.
I will. That is.
We have a timer violation. Is that on Shadow? It is.
It is.
All right.
Wasn't ready to hit with. You have to be in the box with your eyes up within 8 seconds on that 20-second pitch clock.
It's not any fun. And all of a sudden it's strike 2. What was the phrase that Coach Harlan said? Trust, not try.
Yeah.
Trust your
abilities. I mean, I think in baseball, if you try too hard, sometimes that has a negative impact. And he said you just have to just trust your abilities and let the game kind of come to you.
I like that. A Shadow fouls one out of play because sometimes I think you're right. In basketball, your coach might say, "I need you to play harder. You got to rebound. You got to play harder." In baseball, you can't say you need to hit. You need to try harder because it oftentimes has the adverse effect.
Yeah, I think when you try too hard, sometimes you.
I agree,
tense up.
Veronica.
With 2 strikes and 2 outs, Robinette's going to play behind the runner at first base.
And Shadow takes strike 3. How about that bounce back?
How about 3 strikeouts all looking by Mark Brissy, the breaking ball.
Beautiful inning, Mark Brissy. I'm always positive, Sean. I try to be. I don't let one game to set it up. You know, baseball is a game where you're just not going to win every game, no matter who you play. And as we just saw, it only takes 1 inning to change a whole baseball game. So it could happen at any time. So I'm just trying to stay even keel until the game's over and just give you guys my honest opinion on what I saw. Even though I don't know nothing about baseball. I will tell you this. Well, I appreciate that, Sean. I'll tell you this. I never claim to know everything about it. That's for sure. And I'm always willing to learn more. And I don't try to really break down the game. I just kind of call what's going on during the game. Because it's hard to break down a game. Now, if I had media credentials where I could go and talk to the coaches and stuff, that'd be different because I could get real information from the horse's mouth. Because I never want to pass on.
Root Bar almost got his home run. First as a Razorback off the wall. TJ Pompey with the bases loaded. That was the big fly of the inning, but that is a lot of activity in 1 inning, Brett.
Well, it was.
No, what you're hearing, Tim, probably is my fish tank. I got a 200-gallon fish tank.
So that's
right outside my office.
Done in this game, but 10 of those 11 came in 1 frame.
Woo Pig Suey, appreciate you for subscribing. Welcome to the SAR Squad.
That ball sliced down the left field line, and it is foul. It was going to be fun to watch.
Get this up real quick. Kurt Lampkins, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Diamond Hogs looking better and better. Woo Pig Suey. Thanks for your time with the stream, brother. Hey, thank you, Kurt. Sorry.
Turner pinch hitting for Micah.
I appreciate that very much, sir.
3.
That's awesome. You are a legend.
Turner is as slow coming back to the plate as he was fast leaving the plate.
He's got to catch his breath.
Maybe that's it.
I mean, he might have been one of those guys. If that ball bounced around in the corner down there,
yeah, they do, Tim.
Yeah, I think so. Williams back to work, and that one fouled to the backstop, and it's 0-2. Souza and Rutenbar to follow.
I will do that, Donaldson.
Spins up and in.
As soon as we get to commercial break.
Arkansas coming into action today, anywhere from 4 to 6 in the poll. So at 18-7, I think there's the thought, hey, they've won a couple of SEC series. I still feel like there's more there maybe in the tank, and I don't know what that looks like going forward because, again, D1 Baseball, Perfect Game had them 4, Baseball America 5. The writers and the coaches had them 6.
I think offensively is where that this team, you feel like that they need to be a little more consistent in, putting up north of 5-6 runs in a ball game. It's when you score 22 in one game, and then you come back and score 3 in the next game.
Because we'll give you a look at what Arkansas's numbers look like.
Andy, appreciate you just becoming a member
last year.
Thank you, sir.
There's a big chopper to short, and Negree does get the bounce. He's going to have to hurry in the throw, pulls Shadow off the base. That was what speed did for Negree. Even though he ended up getting a big bounce, he knew he had to accelerate that throw. And Turner ends up reaching.
As an infielder, you can just see that base runner out of the corner of your eye, and being left-handed and the guy that
I was
can
a
really
tank
run,
commander, and I finished out as E6.
On Christian Turner's helmet because he just cannot keep that thing on.
I was a 19 kilo.
It's going to fall off, and it's going to go down his back leg and trip him up at some point. Here's Sousa. My point is, though, Troy, again, the numbers right now for Arkansas
would have been an
compared
E7,
to,
but I got hurt and the military
season,
retired me before I could
there aren't
get
as many
my
home
next
runs.
promotion.
There are more strikeouts. And I think you see the promise with some of these big games, but you're right. Obviously, you want to see kind of that day in and day out consistency in a sport that's really tough to do just that.
The fastball has a really good tail on it right there by J.B. Williams. And I was looking at Nate Thompson kind of talking to Nolan Souza from the dugout going, hey, see the baseball up in the zone. And I think that's a really good point when you've got a sinker baller on the mound in Williams.
2-1.
Well, Souza had a really good batting practice and shot several balls off of the screen in front of the building there in right field. And
yeah, he was doing some damage.
You feel like that power is just about ready to click.
What's clicking is 2 hit by pitches today.
Yep.
For Nolan Souza.
I was in Iraq too.
The Hawks back in business, an E6 and an HBP.
Sounded like it got quite a bit of meat. And whenever you get hit by a pitch, you just want to hit some muscle and not bone.
He doesn't give when he stands in that box.
No, him and Stewart just really just keep those feet planted.
Yep, Veronica.
Cutter Rutenbar pinch hit for Aloy last inning and doubled maybe a foot off the yellow line or at the top of the fence in right center.
Well, sorry, Brett, go ahead.
Based on his reaction, he thought he had homered.
Yeah, he was in the home run trot, wasn't he?
Well, I appreciate
Big time speed on the bases, and Turner at second and Souza at first.
Oh, that one's drilled to right. Does Rutenbar have a homer?
He got it
here?
that time.
Yes,
there to go, Root.
Oh, my God.
Razorback. He just missed last inning. That was a laser. The carry between the scoreboard and the building. And the Razorbacks are putting it to the Bears now. It's 14-2. Well, those are 2 good swings coming off the bench for Rutenbar.
Well, they really are. And you talk about, about a guy that really stays behind the baseball. Watch him just lean on that back leg and just get tremendous leverage right there. And no doubter, just an absolute bullet. 108 off the bat of Carter Rutenbar. And almost 380
Popeye,
feet.
baby.
And he is going to celebrate his first home run as a Razorback.
Good for you, kid.
A couple free base runners, the E6 and the hit by pitch, allow for a 3-run homer.
And keep in mind, at one point in this game, it was 2-0 UCA. That's 14 unanswered. Reese Robinette walked and scored in that busy 5th inning. Looks at a high strike. $14 runs on 9 hits.
It's a lot of free base runners for Arkansas.
We're near our camera well again and down the line.
I appreciate it, David.
Uh-oh, someone's going to have to go retrieve. Heads up in the bullpen. Somebody.
Somebody's got to have some.
We're just going to leave that there and play.
We're going to have to go
All
get
right.
it from the dugout.
Be like an Easter egg hunt. That thing's just sitting there in case you want to go pick it up and put it in your basket. There we go.
That's a smart move right there. Why run all the way back to the dugout?
That's
get into some safety.
Two and two.
Well, that's the pitch that Reese Robinette all season long has
Yeah,
really
Tony,
been
that's
able to
exactly.
lay off of.
We
try to
need
swing
big
at that
country
pitch,
to
you're
get
gonna have
going.
a slow tapper to the second baseman.
3 balls, 2 strikes. I think Williams likes whatever the watch is telling him. Robinette will pop one up. Denton back looking for room, and there will be none. Landing up on top of the roof above us.
Brett, you think about Reese Robinette, and what jumps out at me is just a high IQ baseball guy. You know, he doesn't have the tools of like a Mike Anu that's just got crazy vertical and just tremendous speed, but boy, he gets every ounce of the talent he has.
Grounded up the middle, cut off by Negree, and he will rob Reese Robinette of a base hit. Nice play. So we caught that liner last inning from Stewart that just about took him into center, and he took away a base hit that looked like he was headed to center.
I literally thought that baseball was going to get by Negree out there at shortstop. I might want to see that one again. I'm almost like he fielded that ball almost behind him.
Heck of an effort. Pompey had the grand slam. He scored 2 runs and drove in 4 in 1 inning.
So that take right there, that's the pitch that Pompey was swinging at early on in the season. That breaking ball down and away that's borderline strike.
Yeah, Teddy, it was.
Tell you what, that bat he's using looks like he took some Crayolas.
You just can't catch a break.
Look at this thing he's working with.
It's got like a rainbow.
Like a Skittles bag. That's drilled to center.
Oh, did he get
This
another
ball's
one?
hit extremely well. Sloan can only watch. Goodbye.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, my God.
Run from T.J. Pompey.
Pompey's just
1 inning after a grand
getting
slam.
ridiculous
He
now.
sent one 4-26 into the Arkansas night.
attaboy, TJ.
112 off the bat. The analytics love it, and so do the fans at Bob Walker. 15 unanswered runs for the Razorbacks.
Boy,
My goodness.
Again, watch how quiet he
That was
is
a
at
missile.
the plate, and it just sounded different. You could see the reaction of J.B.
That man
Williams,
just
the
launched a
pitcher.
tomahawk.
The second that baseball was hit, he goes, uh-oh, that one's gone.
This cleared the old camera well.
That is a big fly by T.J. Pompey.
My goodness. By the way, Ruiz will be lifted. This is Landon Schaefer. Going to take a strike. So Arkansas has run off 15 unanswered runs. Schaefer got in late in the game on
Big pin.
Friday in South Carolina. 0 for 4, a couple of runs scored.
If you are physically in shape and can
Front
do
of a
it,
breaking ball
absolutely.
and a good one.
But just know it's going to be hard on you.
It's 0-2. That'll be a wave and a miss. And Denton will have to throw to first, and he does, to complete the strikeout, and there's 2 outs. Oh boy, Troy, that's where the big ones, big men hit him, or big time bat speed.
I mean, that ball was absolutely crushed. And again, you can just tell by T.J. Pompey's presence in the box and just how his upper body is really, really quiet.
I think Zach Stewart was singing along with the song right there.
He just is a guy. He goes, I'm having more fun than I've ever had playing baseball here in Fayetteville.
Alexander Peck going to drive one in there to right center field. Ross is back at the fence. He'll come in one step to make the catch. And Beck does not get the long ball, but Carter Rutenbar does get his first.
We watched that Rutenbar homer. I got to do something here because I done forgotten. I apologize so much for that. Let's get that up here. Donaldson with the $5 super chat. Sarge, can you give a shout out to my grandkids? Absolutely. Hey, Gio, Reed, Brody, Vito, Kaysen, and Ridge. We love your show. Well, Sarge loves you guys and appreciates it for being a supporter of the Sarge Squad. Thank you very much. Hope you all have a great evening watching the Razorbacks play tonight. Awesome. Love when the whole family gets involved. Dino Nuggets. We love our Grandpa Donaldson. Hey, I just gave you guys one of you guys a shout out. You just saw it. Can we get to 400 likes before the end of this game? Obviously, it's going to end in the top of the 7th here. Can we get to 400 before we end the stream, the game?
Couple of batters Sunday after they were no hit on Friday night, so it'll be an angry group of Gators that'll be here Friday night at 6 p.m. for Game 3, or the opener of a 3-game series.
Yeah, I think you're right. Whenever you have a team that feels like that they can play a lot better, boy, it lights a fire underneath them, and that's the Gators coming into Fayetteville.
Well, UCA went from one Jones to another pitching, and Arkansas is going to go from a Brissy to a Briscoe.
Yeah, left-hander freshman Ty Briscoe is coming in, and see, out of Abilene, Texas, the left-hander's going to sit around low 90s with that fastball, and this might be his first appearance as a Razorback.
Well,
it is. Welcome, Dino Nuggets.
Because they've tried to get him in a couple of games before. It was back in January. DVH said he was a two-way guy when he came in. Maybe his arm was bothering him a little bit in the fall. There have been a couple of pitchers that have been ready to roll, only to see Arkansas put forth a run rule. Well, they're in run rule territory here, but Briscoe will come on to pitch in the 7th. Well, that glove looked like it was shaking just a bit. Meanwhile, this is Denton. He is singled and doubled. It's a swinging strike one.
Briscoe was in his set position on the mound before Denton even thought about getting in the box. He's like, I'm ready to go. He is locked in like a statue out there.
Wiley High School product there in Abilene. Pump strike 2.
But 97 on TrackMan. 96 in
giddy up.
That's after an 80-mile-an-hour curveball.
Troy, that was an easy 97. One ball, 2 strikes, the count to Denton. Troy, I bet that heart's beating pretty good. I mean, look at that glove. It's kind of bouncing around, isn't it?
It's got a little bit of wiggle to it.
My boy Blue become a member. My boy. Appreciate you.
I mean, you know, here it is, March 24th. You've waited a long time to make your college debut. It's 15-2, but that heart's a beating.
Ty Briscoe might be a great pitcher, but I don't think I want him to be my surgeon with the shaky hands like that.
After starting 0-2, it's now 3 balls, 2 strikes. See if he can take a big, deep breath and get his first out.
You can see the strings bouncing.
Yeah, the strings are bouncing. 3-2 pitch.
Got him.
Outside corner, strike 3 called. Welcome.
This is Briscoe, Bill Islands. I think it's
you
Colin
throw a pitch
Briscoe.
like that, painting the outside corner, and you can't put it in the catcher's mitt any better.
Perfect game hit. Him as the number 5
I don't know what
left-handed
the
pitcher in
girls'
the
score
state of
ended up
Texas.
with.
Pitcher number 4 tonight, used by the Hogs.
Hey, my boy, that's awesome.
3 of the 4, I believe, Troy, are freshmen tonight.
Yeah, there are a lot of good arms.
Yeah,
The Razorbacks in that
catching up to that
freshman class.
96 heat up that
The
high.
pinch hitter for the Bears, Keaton Laidley. He's from Aledo, Texas, in Paris Community College. Did he offer? Oh, boy.
Not sure that was a swing, but
They said yes. I was with you.
Well, it's 15-2 is why they said yes.
Strike 3 called outside corner.
The girls won 11-2.
2 batters faced.
Yep, there you
2
go,
strike
IF. Thank you
threes
for
looking.
that. Mrs. Sarge
And
just
the
showed
last
me that
5
too.
outs Arkansas pitchers have recorded have all been backwards Ks.
again, I think that's a veteran catcher getting his
I think you're right.
pitcher a strike right there.
This is Mosini. You know, you think about this UCA team, returned 22 players from a year ago.
We got
They
one
added
out to
22
go,
of
and we
those
got
22.
373.
5
Can
were
we get to
freshmen,
400?
17 were transfers. It's kind of the
Before we
way
get
you
this
build
last
a roster
out?
at the mid-major level. Landon Carter from Sherwood, Arkansas, in the P27 Academy, is going to bat. Did he offer a? Did not. Our umpire was trying to put his lineup card back in his pocket. Greg Hendricks. I thought that was closer to a swing than the one in the previous batter.
I agree.
Anyhow, P27, I think that's where Carson Willis went to as well, an Arkansas catcher. This Briscoe kid's pumping strikes, Troy.
Strikes and gas, too. We talk about the tats of Kahil Aloy. Briscoe's right there with him.
Well, gasoline's expensive, but he's working on some gasoline here, pumping some juice, some octane.
He's just reaching back and saying, can you hit this heater?
The last 5 outs Arkansas's pitchers have recorded have been strikeouts looking. 1-2 to Mosini.
Got him.
Strike 3 at 96. Briscoe had quite an inning, Troy.
And that's
Well,
it,
he really
folks.
did. Arkansas bats after
Arkansas
kind of getting
comes
shut
and
down
takes
early
a
by
15-2
Jacob Pinnell,
victory.
the Fayetteville native. They really woken up with the 10-run inning, but man, how about Ty Briscoe coming in just absolutely throwing flames. The freshman, that might get you some more time on the bump.
Well, Troy, Arkansas runs off 15 unanswered runs, including a 10-run inning. TJ Pompey had a couple of home runs, including a grand slam, and there was a lot to like about this midweek game, at least for the Razorbacks.
Well, it really did. And how about the 2 plate appearances by Carter Rutenbar, a double and a home run, and the double was about a foot shy of being
right.
a home run.
Handshakes and high fives for the Razorbacks. That'll do it tonight. We'll be back on Friday night for the first couple of games of the Florida-Arkansas series. The network will have games.
Yes, sir. And that's a winner. We will also be back Friday night at 5:45 because it's a 6 o'clock game. So we'll be going live at 5:45. I will have the new members added in here, and the upgraded members moved to their new spot. So we appreciate all that very much. Everybody that super chatted today. All the likes. We fell short of 400, but we got to 382. I ain't gonna complain. So, all right. I'm going to go get this over with, and not because I don't want to spend more time with you guys, but I got some work to do. I got more names to add to this list. I got to get some people straight in Discord and get everything set up. And we'll hopefully play a little Call of Duty later. So everybody that come in. I appreciate you guys. Another good night. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. And until Friday evening, Sarge says, be good. Don't do nothing he wouldn't do. And you're dismissed. I absolutely will, Sean. I'm going to work out with Tim and Veronica. We'll get something figured out for sure. Appreciate y'all. See you Friday evening.
Way off